So folks, I'm back out in the Mississippi. Instead of getting out there and running a buoy over, I'm gonna sit right here and do my intro. Today, it's gonna be kind of a warm, windy, and the barometric pressure's falling. It's supposed to come in some thunderstorms tomorrow, possibly thunderstorms today. So I'm pretty stoked. These are the days that I always catch the best, most fish. Is the days whenever it's like right before a storm system moves through. So next week's the eclipse. I'm gonna be sitting in the almost directly in the path of the totality. It's gonna be a little over 4 minutes where I'm gonna be at. So I'm gonna be filming and I'm gonna see how the eclipse affects the catfish bite. So hopefully y'all can tune into that. I think it's pretty exciting for me because I think last eclipse I had some lines set out, but I don't remember exactly what happened, whether I caught more fish or not. So I'm gonna be watching rod and reels this eclipse and see how it goes. I don't know what the river's gonna be doing as far as boat traffic and everything on it. I kind of think that there'll be cruises and all kinds of stuff going on. So I know a couple places for when the river gets bad with traffic that I usually go and try to catch fish, and I've caught fish there, so I'm gonna try to be sitting on top of it. I'm gonna get out here about daylight or before, and I'm gonna be hunting fish and get posted up on a place where there's good fish at. And it all might get shot out the window, you know. It's April and they could be thunderstorms and raining and everything like that. I mean, I'm gonna try to do it even if it's raining and thunderstorming, because them's my preferred days to fish anyway. But I don't know about the viewing of the eclipse, how that's gonna work. But that's enough about that. I'm gonna get out here, go to cutting bait, and get on the river. Like I said, I'm thinking it's gonna be a good day. The last video I done, I didn't have very good luck that day. I got mad, and you know, I caught 5 or 6 fish in the first hour that I was here, and then they just shut down, and I couldn't buy a bite. I couldn't do nothing with them. I think I fished about 6-7 hours without a bite. And so I couldn't figure them out that day. I don't know if, I think whenever them cold fronts go through, that it just relocates the fish to the effect that your normal fishing pattern is not working. So anyways, I'm gonna go on out there and catch some fish. Got a pretty good takedown already. I'm gonna reel him in, see what he is. The first thing I'd done was drop my glasses in the bait bucket. So that's a good sign that it might be a pretty good day. That fish right here, if it's a blue cat, was in 3 foot of water. I think it's a channel cat. I kind of thought it was strange him being in that shallow if he's a blue cat. But it's a nice little old channel cat, a male fish. I mean, that pole wasn't there 3 seconds. I was cleaning my glasses off after dropping them in the bait bucket. Pretty good little old channel cat. Like I said, it's a male fish. Long, skinny, pretty healthy. I hope that sets up the mode for the rest of the day. I like to fish these days whenever it's right before a storm system. I just got my other 2 poles out. I looked down in my bait bucket to grab a shad, and my glasses fell right off in it. And I wished I'd had the camera on. I'd done a little moderate cussing, because now I gotta look through shad slime all day. But that's the perils of fishing. That fish caught me all off guard. I mean, like I said, I guess he was just right there where I threw it. You know, lots of times it takes them, you know, if they're biting real good, it'll take them 5-6 minutes just to get the smell of the bait in the water. And I've caught them a lot whenever the sinker just hit the bottom. Like I said, that fish was just laying there, and I just happened to throw it right in front of me. Could have been a 60-pound blue. And this is kind of strange. I got that bite right off the bat, caught that fish, and ain't got a nibble since. They look to be a lot of fish in there. This is my initial first setup. There's a dead one floating around right there, a buffalo it looks like. That fur right hand pole, I think I'm in a batch of channel cat. But I'm on the left hand side of me, I'm in about 25 foot of water. On the right hand side, I'm throwing in 5 or 6. And see, them bait fish are moving shallow. That buffalo's gonna go down there and get tangled up in my line. That fish still messing with that pole a little bit. I think it's a channel cat. This is kind of a different place than I usually fish. But I was up here the other day and I like the looks of the place. I'm not going to give this place much longer. Give it another 5 minutes and see if I can get a good bite. Maybe move around in it. That middle pole's kind of getting a bite. I think I'm in a batch of channel cat. And that sucks. I dropped my glasses in that shad bucket. Might go on down and get into some water that I haven't fished in a long time. So this Mississippi, it's funny, eh? There's big ones throughout it. Of course, we're all after the big one. That's catfishing. I run off and forgot all my weird baits that I was going to use today. I like to try different things. I'd got some fresh shad. And I just run off and forgot about everything this morning. I'm going to let them sit there and permeate just a hair longer, and then I'm going to move. See, I just mentioned, I'm going to reel my poles in, and then I got a bite. And I got down here and got ready for him, and he ain't going to bite. I'll stand back up. Like I said, I'm fixing to move. Well, we're at hole number 2. I think the wind and the current and the amount of fish is gonna be good for me here. We'll see if they're biting, but at least the wind and the current's going the same direction. There's kind of a drop off where it goes to 20 some odd foot of water back behind some 14, and we'll see how she goes. We will see. I need a good takedown. I might have screwed up moving, but I just felt like them was smaller fish. They was biting good there. I probably got 10 or so bites there in the 20 minutes I was there, but nothing other than that channel cat wanted to really get after it. There we go. Far left-hand pole. I somehow missed him. Kind of a sluggish bite. Last time I was here, I seen some skipjack a-flipping and jacking around, doing some jack things. I ain't seen any yet today. So I got my skipjack pole in the boat. So that's usually an automatic sign that you ain't gonna see none. A far right-hand pole, I guess he's on there. Not a real big fish, but I'd say it's a blue. All right, he's kind of I need to fix the drag. Hell, the drag's all right. It just ain't big enough to pull it. Sometimes I tighten it up when I'm in little fish so I can toss them on in, get them out of there before they... Kind of a nice little old blue. Stoked about that. I'm gonna put hair bigger bait on there. Good quality fish, good looking fish. Get him unscrewed up. £5 blue. Cut me some bait real quick. I'm gonna throw, since I caught him, I'm gonna put a little bit of a bigger shad on. Run a little bit bigger bait for a second. It gets shallow out there to my right and then gets deep right on the other side of it. He was right there on top of where all that is. I'm gonna leave the floater up there by the sinker just to see if maybe they're biting better without the float on. That's the thing I like about using rattles when they're biting good. But if they're not biting good, I like to use them floaters, them slip bobbers, or whatever you want to call them. That way you can slide them up by the sinkers and see if they bite different. hot dog, this boat's going for a turn. I need to throw this other piece of bait down in the cooler. I ain't overloaded with bait, but I want it to stay good. I just threw it right down in the water. I'm not a big fan of letting my bait touch the ice. So I keep my baits in the ice, but I keep it separate from the ice to keep that chlorine smell off of it. Does it make a difference? I don't know. In my head it does. I'm very particular on my bait. I like it to be fresh. I like it to stay cold. I've seen guys let their bait sour for a couple days before they use it. Well, my idea is there's all kinds of stuff going down this river soured. So they get something fresh and that kind of excites them. I mean, that being said, if they're used to eating soured stuff, then they might eat it better. I don't know. I do know that I've caught a lot more fish on good fresh bait, better quality fish, than I have soured bait. I need to get me a strap like suspenders. That way I can strap this chest thing down to my britches. That way it ain't riding up on me all the time. Well, I've moved around a little bit. I'm gonna try this. There was kind of some fish here. I got all fresh bait. Don't catch any doing this here. I'm gonna go try different tactics. But I figured it was worth a while. You would think that them fish would be biting like crazy with the water temperatures warming up and barometric pressure's going down, rivers raising. I just haven't found them yet. That's all there is to it. So we're fishing quite a bit of a deeper water right now. We're fishing in 35, 40 foot, current seam, current break, drop off. No fish there on sonar, but I'm gonna give them a whirl here. There goes a duck floating down through there. He's going to Baton Rouge. And I tell you what, there's the boat traffic out here today. People's getting spring, what do you call it? Spring fever, whatever. There he goes. He come off. Like I said, I kind of feel like that's a pretty good fish. Well, there goes our local law enforcement. They was real nice guys. Come up here and check my fishing license, seeing if I was doing okay. I hadn't been checked in, God, years. They said they was gonna look up my channel. So guys, if you're looking at my channel, keep up the good work. Yeah, these conservation agents they've sure improved our fishing, and the government in itself, that center pole is trying to get down. If I get a 60 pounder today, I'll dedicate it to the conservation. These rivers, since I was a kid, has cleaned up so much, and you know, they got a job to do, and they get a bad reputation. It's like them guys right there. I wasn't doing a thing wrong. They didn't mess with me. They didn't harass me or anything. Real polite. I've done some volunteer work for the Corps of Engineers, and it's one of the few things you can look at and see our tax money actually doing good. And now then, if you're doing something wrong, well, that's their job. They still nerve me up a little bit, but because you always think in the back of your mind, if I got all my life jackets in here, if I got my little spray thing to put out fires, if I got my whistle. But they didn't even check for any of that because I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I was just sitting out here fishing. I went to pull my license out of my pocket, and they're like, just give me your name so you don't have to dig around for it, because I was fumbling for it. I was going to drop it off in the river, probably. Out here on the river, they usually sit back and run your tags on your boat and find out what's going on. I don't know if that fish is going to take down with it or not. I think he's going upstream. Well, I've gotten more bites here than I have anywhere in the last little bit, so they might have just moved on me a little bit. I'd like to see one. I think I'm gonna sit here a little bit, just due to the fact that if there's a good one gonna bite, right here's the place. I'm just gonna keep fresh bait and keep slinging. But them guys, they go to school for a long time to do that. They get to do a lot of fun stuff too, you know, watching wildlife and this, that. I was actually thinking about being a conservation agent at one time, but being young and stupid like I was, I decided to take a different path. Get to sit out here on the river all day long, and I'm sure that they run across some very arrogant people. I work in the public, and I run across some flat jackalopes. There's some people out there that just ain't happy. Got my phone in my hand, that's usually whenever they go to bite. Told you. I'm gonna reel on him. I got him. I don't think he's no 60-pounder. Pretty good fish though. About the size of that first one I caught. We're going old channel cat. A strange place for being a channel cat. Big old fat thing. I didn't think he was biting like a blue. Nice little old channel cat, pretty fish, fat. I won't dedicate an old channel cat to the conservation though. Well, I'm yet at another place yet again. It's a place almost identical to what I was fishing at a while ago, except the water's just a hair deeper here. One of these is apt to be a big fish here directly. I kind of think he's on there. I'm gonna reel down on him. Yeah, buddy. It's a bigger fish. It ain't a monster. Let me point my camera up at the pole instead of down at the floor pan of the boat. He's not no monster, but it is a fish. Sometimes, folks, you just gotta change up your tactics a little bit. I think I'm fixing to double up. And it's a blue. I'm gonna go ahead. Like I said, he's a little bit of a better fish, not no monster. Pretty fish. See, I had that hook in my hand and I couldn't reel down on the one that was biting. So I knew that was gonna happen. It's inedible. I'm gonna throw him back in the drink. Well, folks, I think I'm gonna call it. We caught a few fish today. I wanna get up there to the truck and get it up there before that barge comes through, or I'll be sitting here another hour. It's been fun. Don't forget about my eclipse video I'm gonna do next week. I'll see y'all later.